guys, Matt Lemke with True Gamer Goggles. We're at Gen Con last day, 2016. I'm at the Mr. P Games booth, which I just noticed you can't see that, but that's okay. And we're going to talk about, well, stuff like WarQuest.
Stuff and things.
And we're going to start with WarQuest, and then we're going to move into the things he's going to do later this year. Good news is he's already sold out of prospectus, so they're going to have to do a second printing. Woo!
Hopefully,
I can almost yell. So, all right, WarQuest kickstarted last year after Origins.
Yes.
And
before Origins last year.
Well, during, because I filmed the prototype. I'm pretty sure it was during, wasn't it? Or maybe it was just, I don't know. I'm all confused about time. Timey-wimey stuff confuses me.
Long times.
Yeah, long times. And we did a playthrough video with the designer last year. He was a designer.
Yeah,
his partner, designer, guy.
Developer.
And the board and things, you might not be able to see all of it, but huge improvement on the production. Beautiful map. Very Tolkien-esque in my opinion. The novels that I read in 6th grade. So.
Yeah.
Art's changed since then. So, what do you want to say?
Well, we're definitely finally in the home stretch with this one, so we're expecting this in September. Finally, the light at the end of the tunnel, and you know, the demand's been really good for the game, and to the point that we're getting in a couple of waves, right? So we're going to get in a first print run, and then another print run probably a few months after, but definitely have one in time for the holidays. And as a matter of fact, because we are kind of anticipating seeing all of our pre-order numbers and whatnot, we're actually going to be running the first expansion. Is going to be coming probably like October, November. So we're going to be doing adding a 5th player to the game, so you can make it even more massive, right? Because with this board, you got so much going on. It lends itself to it, and we have so many expansion characters from the first campaign that aren't actually going to make it to retail. So we're going to start doing retail expansions for it. So the first one will be 5th player expansion, and it'll come with 50-60 miniatures, all kinds of new powers and abilities, and it'll complement that base game very well. So we're super excited about it. It introduces experience where your troops that live in a battle, you can actually roll and try to gain some new defensive powers and offensive powers. So it kind of rewards you for strength in numbers, and we're just really excited about the system. It's nice, easy, quick, elegant, fun, but for a big, giant, epic wargame experience, you know, you're probably looking at only 20-30 minutes a player.
All right. So, question. You've got this special here that you're running.
Yep.
Can they do this off of your website?
So we don't currently have the special. We're just doing a show special, but the idea is on the second campaign, that's essentially how we'll offer any kind of a bundle. So the idea being that would be where you could go to if you missed out on WarQuest before, or your friendly local game shop doesn't wind up with a copy, which we're anticipating they're going to go incredibly fast. That's part of the reason we wanted to do another campaign, is to give everybody the chance to, to pick one up. So we're definitely going to make some bundles and some nice offers for everybody.
Okay, what else? You got another one coming too.
We got a bunch of things coming.
This guy's almost always got something on Kickstarter.
I'm always on the move. Well, maybe not always on Kickstarter, but I'm always on the move. So we got a couple more coming out for the holiday. We've got a game called Trick of the Rail, which is a really light train trick-taking game. That's kind of a tongue twister. And then we have a very light war game that uses a Twilight Struggle meets Pandemic type mechanics called Days of Ire. Excited about both of those, so that'll be what's left in our lineup for 2016. And then for 2017, we've got a new Alien Uprising card game coming. We probably have a new Cthulhu game, Madness at Midnight.
Wow.
And then we also have a couple other things at this point that
like I said,
it's Sunday and I'm tired.
Always.
Okay.
So let's back up a little bit to the Kickstarters that are going to happen later this year. What are the core mechanics for the train game?
So the train game, that campaign's already happened. So it's just like any other trick taking. So it's you have a series of suits that are the companies like B&O, C&E, Pacific Railroad, like all the classic railroads, and those cards are numbered 1 to 10. And so the idea is you're going to play one of those numbered cards, and that's going to lead a trick. So if I play B&O, which is blue, and I play a 5, Matt has to follow suit if he can, even if he doesn't want to win the trick, right? He still has to play blue. But if he doesn't have blue, he could play anything off suit. And the first time you play a trick, you gain those cards as stock in that company. The second round that you play, those cards act as track for the company, and you actually add them to the game board, and those companies start to get more and more train stops. And so cards are dual purpose. You use them to bid to win the trick, but then you can also use them as track or shares. So it's a really clever way of using a simple deck of cards to do like 3 really critical things. And it really is a very satisfying. It has a feel of like an 18XX with there's no actual pickup and delivery, but the whole portion of a link where, you know, I have a 20 city and a 30 city and a 10, and you link them all together via a train. And very, very clever. You can play a game in like 10, 15 minutes. Most people play to a certain point total, and then when you hit that point total, then you have a victor. So you might play 3 or 4 hands.
All right. And the miniature game?
The miniature game's this one.
Oh, okay.
Which we've already covered. So then the other is the little war game, which is Days of Ire. That's the one that has the pandemic-like and the Twilight Struggle-like hand. So it's a small war game conflict where one player plays the Soviets and he plays command points, and his hand is very similar to like how you would play in a Twilight Struggle, where this card's really powerful for you, but it gives me a lot of command points. So how do I choose to use it? Or this card's really powerful for me, but it gives you a bonus when I play it. And so he's playing that tightrope schedule, and then the other players are playing cooperatively against you. Their goal is to go to all the areas on the board where you're laying cards, like traps, and their goal is to collect resources to go hit those areas and defeat them together. So, really nice blend of mechanics. And as far as a war game goes, very light on the war game scale, but a really interesting conflict. It's a real conflict.
How long does it take to play?
About an hour and a half. So right around the 90-minute mark. Obviously, first time you play is going to be a little longer, but...
Well, yeah, that's a given.
Yeah.
That's a given.
Well, that's essentially what's on the immediate horizon. And then, of course, I'll have all kinds of stuff next year when I see you at Gamma or whatever. That'll be the second wave of stuff, so...
Origins will probably be first. I don't know if I'm going to get to Gamma.
You'll be there.
We'll see. I'll try and build it into my Kickstarter, but we will see.
Support this guy. He's great. We got to keep him out here coming to the shows. And
yeah, I'm not picky about what I do, and I tell you what I feel, unlike some other people. And I do it professionally. So.
Just kidding.
I do it professionally. And yes, I'm picking on some of my fellow reviewers that are, as some people would say, hats.
There's no such thing as a hack reviewer, sir. They're all doing a service for all of us in the board game community. They're all helping us spread the word.
Well, that's true, but I feel there's a right way and a wrong way to do a hack review.
So this is going to be that YouTube video, right, where people tuned in to.
Oh, everybody's going to hate me for this.
No, and then they're going to go, and then they sat there and debated for 15 minutes. Just kidding. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
What else? Yeah, nothing. He's good. He's done, and he's stung by Gen Con.
No, I'm too
See you guys later.
See you guys.